Could you give us a brief overview of what constitutes as trademark infringement?
Okay, so let's start with me explaining a little bit what trademark rights are, right? When you register your trademark, you are said to be given an exclusive right to the use of your brand in connection with specific products and services. So what that means is that nobody but you can sell products and services similar to yours under a brand similar to yours without you allowing them to do that. An infringement happens whenever someone who doesn't have that license starts selling or advertising or giving away products or services that are similar to the ones you've registered your trademark for under a brand that's similar to yours, right? And that can happen intentionally, unintentionally, it doesn't really matter with trademarks. Intent doesn't matter all that much. What matters is that if someone owns the brand, they can stop anyone from using a brand similar to theirs without their permission.
Can you share a case from your professional experience where trademark infringement had significant consequences for the involved parties?
The consequences can really differ from you having to completely rebrand and start all over again, which in many cases is not that big of a problem if you've just started. You get a cease and desist letter and they tell you that that's the brand you can own, and you just go back to the drawing board and come up with a new one. For someone who's been doing that for a long time, that's a bigger problem. And it's even bigger problem when on top of you having to rebrand, you are ordered by the court to pay a lot of money to the truthful owner of that trademark, and that can be easily hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars, and that doesn't even include what you're going to have to pay to your lawyers. So the range of the bad consequences can be quite substantial, right? There's been this case when Tiffany sued Costco for selling jewelry that wasn't really Tiffany, that sort of looked like Tiffany. The award was, if I remember correctly, $40 million. So it's quite substantial, I would say, right? And there's also another, I can't name names here, but we had a client, she developed the whole concept, she had books about it, she had all her branding around that for 12 years. And then she came to us and said, let's trademark that. And we did a search and realized that she couldn't have it. She was really upset at us for whatever reason that we told her that she couldn't have it. And lo and behold, 6 months later, she actually got a cease and desist letter from that company that we found. Of course, it's not, we didn't tell them about her. They found out independently, but the client was kind enough, or to go back to us and say, you know what, remember you told me I couldn't have this brand? And I was, unfairly rude to you. Now I know why, she said. So she had to rebrand everything from scratch, and we actually are trademarking her new brand now.
In your opinion, how does trademark infringement affect not only the businesses involved, but also the wider industry and consumers?
So unlike other areas of intellectual property, trademarks serve a dual purpose. Not only do trademarks protect the monopoly of the trademark owner to the use of their brand, trademarks also protect the public against them dealing with counterfeits. So when you go to a store and see a Nike shoe, you, as the member of the public, have the right to expect that it's a Nike shoe. It's not a Nike look-alike. It's not somebody who put together a shoe and named it Nike. So that's really the bigger consequence. So the countries that have a strong trademark enforcement regime, they have less of that confusion on the marketplace. Of course, there's gray markets, there's black markets. You can always find stuff, but there are countries where you can openly buy counterfeits, and that's the problem.
Can you discuss some common misunderstandings or misconceptions companies have about trademark infringement and its potential consequences?
The biggest mistake that I see people make around trademark infringements is that all you have to do to avoid being found to be infringing on somebody else's trademark is just change a letter, add a comma, None of that works, because trademarks don't only protect against literal copying, identical copying. Trademarks protect against anything that's confusingly similar. So all the lookalikes, all the sound-alikes, all the mean-alikes would be covered once you trademark your brand. A single trademark registration can protect you against thousands of variations. And that's why having a proper trademark search is so important, because if you don't do that, you think, well, I'm just going to add a comma and I'm all good to go. And there are so many free trademark search engines that are not designed for that. So we often, my favorite example is try doing a search for micro and then space software solutions. Most databases are going to tell you, yeah, the trademark is available. Well, guess how long it's going to be before Microsoft lawyers are going to sue you for trademark infringement if you go with that trademark. So that's the biggest misconception, that it's not about you changing a few things here and there. It's you having to come up with a brand that's not confusingly similar.
Are there any particular industries or sectors where you've noticed trademark infringement is more prevalent?
Probably be apparel. Apparel, yeah, it's because it's so easy and the margins are so huge, right? And this really goes to show the value of the brand, right? You go get a t-shirt, just single color t-shirt with no brand on it, it's gonna cost you what, $1, $2? Put a swoosh in it, you can sell it for what, $50? Right? That's the power of the brand. The t-shirt didn't change. It didn't become better. It didn't acquire any additional qualities as a t-shirt. It's the brand. And you can come up with a number of brands that will sell for even more than $50 easily with the same t-shirt. So that's why because you can take a $1 shirt and turn it into a $50 shirt like this.
What steps can businesses take to avoid infringing on others' trademarks and protect themselves as well from potential infringement?
The biggest advice I can give you is don't try to imitate existing brands. Don't try to get away with, changing a few things here and there. You will not be able to grow a successful business by being a copy of an existing business, of an existing brand. So your job is to come up with a unique brand that you own. You do that by following pretty simple steps. Start with, come up with a brand. Yes, good. Run your own Google search, see if anyone's selling similar products and services under a similar brand. If you don't find anyone, great. Then go have someone do a proper comprehensive trademark search for you to confirm that you wouldn't be stepping on somebody else's shoes with that brand if you started selling your products and services under it. If the answer is it's a problem, go back to the drawing board and come up with something else. Don't get married to a brand you can't have, right? And once you find something that can be truly yours, take the next step and trademark it, because there's no other way for you to legally own your brand. Just because you came up with it means nothing. Just because you get a domain name with it means nothing. Just because you start a company under that brand means nothing. Your social media profiles, your YouTube, none of that matters. The only way you can legally own your brand is by getting that trademarked. And with Trademark Factory, you can get all that done with a guaranteed result for a guaranteed budget. That's why Trademark Factory exists, and that's what we offer to you. So once you know that you want to be successful long-term, that you want to have a brand that's unique, that identifies you, that makes you happy, let us do the trademark search. Let us help you trademark that brand. Let us help you own that brand, and let us be part of your massive success with that brand.